It's amazing how much can change over the span of a couple months, isn't it? So hello, again. Welcome back to Balatro. Primarily, my controller turned off. Primarily, the first thing we need to talk about is this. 68 wins, very unnice, and also a bunch of other stuff done too. The second thing we need to talk about is over in the options menu, the customize deck, as there are more Jimbo collaborations in time for Balatro turning 1 year old. So for the spades, you have Slay the Princess and Assassin's Creed, which Slay the Princess is kick-ass. I've not played it, but it's just a kick-ass game overall. I've seen it a little bit. Hearts, funnily enough, still on Plenty of Isaac, because of course, but the ones they added are Critical Role and Bug Snacks. If you like Critical Role, then that's pretty cool for you if you like a D&D and stuff, but I will still stick to Isaac. In the clubs, you have Dead by Daylight and Vault-Tec. Instead of just Fallout itself, just Vault-Tec. Dead by Daylight is very funny to see in a card game. Also very funny after the whole raiding stuff happened with details. And as for the diamonds, we have Rust and Civilization 7. It is very funny to just have a man with rock as the jack, and therefore that's what is on my current settings. Now if you paid attention to the previous screen, for the profile one, you may also notice the other thing that I wanted to point out, which is every challenge. I fucking did every single one of them. It is wild, especially because of you. Because you definitely change up how you play shit, and it is a nail-biter by the end of it. As well as you, but details. So, as promised from beforehand, it's going to be the Checkered Deck video, where we go over all of the stakes up to gold. Because what we have on offer currently, we have the small blind giving no reward money, the required score scaling faster for each ante, shops having eternal jokers that can't be solely destroyed, -1 discard, the scale of scaling even faster for each ante. Shops can have perishable jokers, which can be debuffed after 5 rounds, meaning that their entire effect does not work anymore. And shops can have rental jokers, which cost you $3 per round. Or so I lie, we're doing it on Abandoned Deck. Yes! So the Abandoned Deck, if you don't know, is a deck that starts you with 0 face cards in your deck. That means you start with 40 entirely. It also means that aces are actually a little bit more rare to actually start playing properly, because there are only straights that you can play with the aces, or ace through 5. No ace, king, queen, jack, 10 for you. Though that also means that the rest of the stuff here is, as you can understand, but that's the main thing. The reason why this fucking deck is on fucking gold stake is because of one thing. It's because of this one thing. Tiny hands, thinning your deck down to 20 or fewer cards. That achievement drove me wild to get done, and it is also funny that it was achieved on January 19th, the day that things went awry. Let's actually talk about this, because now we actually have the opportunity to do so. So, over in January, things were progressing as normal. I was making a bunch of videos as I was doing, per my New Year's resolution of being making progress on videos that were on the hard drives, sat there, wanting to be edited altogether, and as such, has been getting done. I've been editing those videos together. Most of it's in the Indie Marathon. That's not going to help me for too much, but we have it. That works, I suppose. So, I've been working on those videos, and it's been going pretty well, generally. It's all very nice and handy to get them all done. We got to a good set point. I had fully edited at least 2 of them, and I was about to start on another one of them, which will be the start of like the third half. Third half! Well done, Joshua. Oh, do you even go into the negatives of that? Shit. And everything was fine. Come January 19th, on that day, I get in my mindset that I have a really, really funny idea for a video that I could do for April Fools. And I reset my laptop in order to try and get a clean slate so that recordings can happen. And I tried that, and when the laptop was trying to reload, it wasn't doing anything. And I thought to myself, hey, that seems odd, I'll just try again another day. And the other day comes around, and I try it again, and it's still stalling on the login. And I am concerned at this point, because that locks off a whole ton of things that I could be doing, especially after the whole fact of the matter being I wanted this year to be progress. So I was suddenly cut entirely from doing any semblance of progress for the entirety of the year, or so I thought. And that's how the majority of the month that transpired between the 19th and yesterday, March 13th, that's basically how it all kind of felt. I was stuck doing only one thing and one thing only, which would have been procrastination, which would have been playing video games like this. And that was my life for a few months and at a time. So cut to yesterday, March 13th. It probably won't be yesterday in terms of chronology. I don't know how long this video is going to end. I'm going to try and get it done quickly. And on this day, March 13th, of all things, Steve Agata releases a new album. And I'm like, great. I have another album that I can't add to my car playlist, even if I really wanted to. That is so unfortunate for me, so I have to give up and try and get something done elsewise instead of that. And that's what it felt like at first. I downloaded the album to my phone, and then moved on with the rest of the day. Though a few hours passed after I downloaded it to the phone, and I try to load up the laptop again, because I've been trying off and on throughout the month to try and get it to work again. And what ended up happening, I don't know why I bought the scary face, by the way. It was just there in my hand, just to buff you. So, as I was trying these different methods of actually trying to get the laptop loading again, I think to myself, what if I tried to Control-Alt-Delete when it stalls on the login? So I did that, and it functioned just fine. I then thought to myself, let's try something different in trying to get the task manager up, because beforehand I tried doing the task manager, and then it didn't want to load up, like it would crash on that screen, and I was a little bit concerned about that, so I didn't think it would work this time. But lo and behold, the task manager loaded up just fine that time. And then, after that, we have the whole laptop booting back up again, leading to now, wherein we actually have a semblance of doing things. It's absolutely a fucking come from behind victory in a sense, black hole deep, in that I actually can do things once more instead of having to waste time. So here we are again, playing the video game like we like so much, Balatro. It's very nice. I also realized that showing off those extra fucking suits, the new ones with the Prince of Jimbo, that there's no way to see them because I'm playing Abandoned Deck, that is entirely my fault. I'm not thinking about that. So yes, that was how my month went, in case you were wondering. I did post that video that I did of the Rip from Rift and the Necrodancer that I played through, and that was a fun video, at least to do semblance-wise. By the way, I did get the FC, and I did get top of the leaderboard for that song, so if you really, really are curious to try and beat it, then go ahead. It's like, man, you can do whatever you want with that, bro. 66322. But yeah, it's very nice to settle back in on this stuff and be able to do things once again. Otherwise, I was not able to do so. Shit, I can't do that. Let's hope for a 6th job. So what else happened over the month or so of not being able to do anything? There's plenty of things that could have happened, and I will tell you exactly what did transpire in a second of time. I don't know, dude. Where's your sense of funny gone, man? Okay, Joshua, think. Here's what's going on in the previous month. Going by what happened at the near beginning, we have... You got through your story and now you're stalled, and Joshua, come the freak on. Is it because of the video game? Are you having trouble with the video game? No, it's not. At the beginning of February, I tried Pacific Punch Monster because I looked at the ingredients list and I saw that it kind of fucked. So I went and tried it. It was very nice. And pretty much the entirety of February was spent drinking one of those Pacific Monsters, also a day. It was fun. I mean, fun as drinking drinks can be, I suppose. And other than that, well, of course, as I've mentioned prior, I've been playing a whole bunch of video games in that spare time. I replayed something I wanted to do for a project at some point. Probably will do that. Just gotta give it some time before I can do that. Don't know when, don't know where, but I will probably do that at some point, so look out for that. And I played a bunch of new stuff. As you saw from the Rift of the Necrodancer video, one of the things I played was Rift of the Necrodancer. I enjoy my time with it. It is very difficult to do sometimes, but I play as like I was playing the piano with a Bluetooth keyboard. It was all good. Yes. Other things I played Slime Rancher. I played the demo for Slime Rancher, and I bought the full thing, and it was very fun to play through. Very enjoyable stuff. And other things that I have done, what was that? I played a bunch of demos, because the Steam Next Fest happened, and there was a bunch of demos from that are very, very interesting. Funny that plant shows up on this deck. So, like, one of the demos that I played a whole bunch of is a game called Card Draw. Card Draw is a game where you draw cards. I may or may not make a video about it, because it is a very simple video game to get your head around, and it is very nice to play. So keep an eye out for that. Similar to, I guess, the RoboQuest thing, where I did the video right afterwards, because I thought, hey, that was gonna be the video more people will watch. And suddenly it wasn't. How very funny is that? And as for other demos I played Type Inc. Type Inc. was fun. Level Devil was funny. It really was funny. There was Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3, which was a match 3 game. It was insanity. And I kind of dig it, in a sense of how stupid it really is. So give that one a shot if you haven't tried it yet. That was like, Sudoku Acres was a silly one as well. That one's fine. And I also played, of all things, Roguelike Deck Builder. It's a roguelike deck builder, in the sense that you're building a deck with a roguelite. It's very funny. Oh, throwback, actually. Extra hand size, I'm sorry, buddy. I should have actually paid more attention, because that's a temporary one, debuff, that's for a few rounds. That's rough. Though, if we're skipping stuff to boost that one up, you don't necessarily need to worry too much. Look at this, the King of Diamonds. Do these two, because they're steel jokers. Why not? Oh yeah, it's 2, so I need to do it that way. 6, 6. 8. Yeah. Did I play any other demos that were really good? I'm sure I have played more of them, and I can put them up on the screen whenever. I was just gonna put a couple names on the screen and then move along, but then I actually looked at the list of games that I played, and there was quite a lot of stuff to mention. So I figured I should at least have a little bit of an intermission here to talk about that stuff, so sit back and enjoy for a bit. This didn't fall in the time frame of this year, however it was at the very end of last year, which technically counts in terms of videos that have been released and not. Tinykin is a Pikmin adjacent video game. wherein you're a small human traversing a giant house in order to at least get back to where you came from. It's a very chill video game, has a lot of puzzle solving to do, and it really is adjacent to Pikmin rather than being Pikmin-like, because there's not really any combat that you do in the game. Definitely worth a look, because it's very fun to play around and discover little things in this nice little adventure game. I played the demo for The 100 Line, which is the Tokyo Games' next project, written by Kodaka of Danganronpa. I'm sure there's a lot of the demo left. I have just about finished the first fight and then also started exploring the whole facility that you're trapped in, but as of right now it does seem like it's very stylish and very fun to go around with, so I might end up picking up the full thing when it comes out in April. The one that's most pertinent to Balatro specifically, I would recommend, is a game that randomly showed up to me called Bingle Bingle. Whatever you are assuming from that title, it's not what it is, because it's a roulette wheel roguelike. You change up the pockets, you change how the balls act, you can have multi-ball, you can have giant balls, you can have a targeted ball, place different bets on the roulette table. It's all very wacky. I may even end up doing a video on it at some point. So, Bingle Bingle, check it out. It's early access, so hopefully things get added to it in the future. Cluedo is Cluedo. Played a couple of idle games, because that was an idle fest over on Steam. There was Chillquarium and Peg Idle. Peg Idle is literally Peggle if it was an idle game. It took a long while to get through, but it was relatively quick in comparison to other idle games out there, though it's definitely not as quick as the Norpapalok, which is also very good. Chillquarium, however, is, as the name suggests, quite chill, and also a fish tank. So if you like watching fish tanks move around and like little pixel art fish, go ahead. Pin is a pinball roguelike. That's really the entire encapsulation of Pin. That's what it is. You have different setups, different tables, you have to defeat bumpers at the top of the table in order to progress, in order to beat it. It's interesting. The physics are a little bit wacky in some areas, but it's definitely a demo to try if you are at least fascinated by the idea of a pinball roguelike. And we're going to end things with two very interesting demos that I would definitely recommend you try out for yourselves. Hot Wax is a Tetris-like, where your Tetraminos are actually candles. After setting down a bunch of candles, you end up getting a flame that shows up, which you can use to burn said candles for points. This changes up how you play Tetris in a way so that you actually have to combo how the candles burn and how they will end up falling into place and getting snuffed out by the flames. There's two different modes in the demo. There's the Tetris-like demo, which you have to think on your feet as you keep going and get to a certain score. And there's also the strategy-like demo, where lines get added as you keep going. You get a set amount of pieces before a flame drops, and you have to try and clear the entire board of candles. It is very fascinating, and I would definitely recommend you check it out for when it eventually comes out. And last but not least, Mindwave. Mindwave is a very recent Kickstarter success, which is just an indie version of WarioWare. No wonder the Wario trend kept going around. Am I right? Am I right? Mindwave is fascinating because you have multiple different ways of doing things. It's similar to Smooth Moves, in which you have a hint as to what playstyle the minigame upcoming will be playing like, and then you do it. There's a lot of very interesting stuff in the demo currently, yet there's still plenty more of game left to come out. And the demo even includes an endless mode, so you can definitely keep playing around with that in the due time as you've been playing throughout the entire demo. It's very stylish, very fun to play, and absolutely something I recommend you play. Now, while there is one other thing that I did play that I would mention here, I would save that for whenever I do an LP of it, because I kind of want to do that alongside one of the other things with the Indie Marathon. If you know, you know. So let's get back to the card game after this intermission. I'm sorry for taking up so much time. Post Josh is done. See ya. Look at that fucking 4 of a kind, brother. It's not gonna do anything. Also, I almost played it with just that and invalidated the score entirely. That would not have played well. Yeah, I don't think Josh can float up some other demos that I played. I'm sure he's got some good stuff in mind. It'll be... You could see it now. Who needs to talk about it? I don't, clearly. So let's focus actually on the video game, because it's been a hot minute since that's transpired. Here is current run so far. It's a bunch of jeans, spare trousers, and a reroll chaos. We're 16 minutes in, we're gonna play again. And you know what? We're polite. We'll do Checkered Deck as well. We'll make it a double feature. So I could at least give a semblance that Checkered Deck is only this video, but no. Okay. I mean, I could look through my entire Joker collection to show off all the stakes that I achieved with it. But here's the main thing with Checkered Deck, right? All of the deck is basically either a spade or a heart. You start with 26 of each. That is a very simple thing to do. Plus, it makes getting the achievement for getting like the Arrowhead that was in the previous run, as well as the Onyx Heart, it makes those a lot easier to get. Actually, I think I combined two of them. It's like, I don't remember. Well, look again. It was Bloodstone, not Onyx Heart, because Onyx Gates here, it's Bloodstone. Yeah, those two are really easy to get with the Checkered Deck, because you only need to do a little bit of it. As for the rest of them, though, it's fine. It's so tempting to do the Spectral Pack right away, but we need some kind of Joker here. So Smeared Joker is how you get Checkered Deck on any other deck. It has a +10, so I'm taking it for now. It's very funny that it showed up. Though here's the thing about Checkered Deck that's really fun, is that you can just put Suit here, and you could at least guess a little bit which hands are flushes in comparison. Because that's my alternate name for this Checkered Deck. It's the Flush Deck. That's entirely what it encompasses, because you're going to be playing a whole bunch of flushes. It actually helps getting some of the achievements for like, oh, you have to discard a Royal Flush and get a Royal Flush, stuff like that. It's really easy to do when it comes to this. Imagine getting permanent rental. It's like, hey, they're cheap, but it's not going to be worth it. Oh, for a flush. Hello, Jupiter. Also, Neptune was there, but Jupiter is my baby. You gotta do this. -1 hand size. Wow, look at that. Put the 2 kings on bonus. It's bonus, it's bonus, it's bonus, bonus. I also have to point out that that was almost a straight flush regardless. That would have been silly. It would have entirely. 4. Take a bit of a drink. Oh hey, shoot the moon! Each queen held hand gets 13 multi. It's like... Of course we have the 4 of each. So, we could try and emphasize queens in the future in order to get some stuff, but we don't have a bigger hand for it. Nor would it be entirely viable later on. Here's the determining factor. There is no strength, we're not doing it. We will do multis for the hearts. Oh shit, I realized something. It was gonna be affected anyway, because you have the gold. But if the clubs or the diamonds boss line come up, then Smear Joker's just gonna do that anyway. It's gotta be rude. I'm gonna check. Queens. Look, you got 2 queens right there. Would it have been a case of having that happen? It probably would have. But it didn't. God. I'm telling you, when it feels really, really good to be able to actually do things. It's also funny having having perishable on Turtle Bean, the same way that having perishable on Popcorn is, because they disappear regardless. Why would you even need to worry about them being perishable? It's like having an eternal egg, right? Let's take the misprint and the free reroll, because the other two seem a bit wacky. Wowzers! That's a lot. Alright, I forgot, because the cursor slightly goes whack. That's why I went all the way over that way. Very interesting. 16? 134. Oh, because of the foil. Forgot about that. Alright. I'll tell you up front that I have not done any gold stakes in serious play, I suppose. Why not? Yeah, like, I would definitely try to. I would have tried to do some gold stakes in the past. However, I kind of wanted to save it for something like this. You can go over there in the corner, Mr. 8. 87655. Oh, we could do a full house because of funny. It's very hilarious, isn't it? Go full house. Oh! Smear Joker actually helps out because it still counts as the other. Yeah. I did not think about that until just now. How convenient. Very nice. I tip to that. My mango is so okay. So yeah, hopefully you guys have been doing okay. I've been milling about, but that was because that was my only option. Need to stop talking because otherwise it's just gonna be encapsulated by this one event that happened. It did make me feel terrible though. 8. A floosh. Is that enough of a floosh? We got this going. There was a +1 on the misprint. Come on. See that 76503? Come on. Transpire. I've also been playing Balatro on mobile a whole bunch as well. I might have definitely mentioned it beforehand as the thing that I have done. Because Balatro on mobile is just the same thing except it's mobile. And I'm trying to get like the dual unlock of beating anti-12 as well as having a hand of 100 million, a scoring hand of 100 million. That's the thing I'm aiming to try and do. But it is tricky to do that. And I have gotten like some of the actual, some of the stakes up very high without even trying. Look, man. Crazy. You're almost up. 2 hand. You seeing all this? All these diamonds? Also a re-triggered red seal. Very interesting. Oh man, the fucking the blue seal was on the other hand. Although, I don't know, it's visible right there. Like, look at how the seals are rendered with them disabled. Yeah, debuffed like that. It's strange how it's cut off though. I don't know why it's like that. It's like the thing that I posted on Twitter about. Doesn't matter though. I'm sorry, bud. You gotta be sold early so you can actually be sold. Have you on there, Mr. Gross Michel. I don't know how that's pronounced. But keep going. Double tag. I don't think we need that. We got gold stake going. 98842. I don't know where the 4 came from. It's on the other hand. You shilly bitch. Oof. King 974 and 7? Sure. Oh. I mean, that's definitely going to be. Gotta love that. Oh, it's definitely about to run out. I mean, here's the important thing to know about perishable jokers. Once they have been debuffed, you can still sell them for their full price. I'm pretty sure it's full price. Let's sell on 3, and we'll test it. And yeah, it definitely makes it so that you are gonna be just fine to keep them in your hand. It may look like there's no sense of a flush, however, you can still play a flush. Very good stuff. You seen this 3322? This business? It's kind of wild. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's still selling for free, so you can sell them once they've been debuffed. Also, look! The same thing, the seals on the debuffed Joker, the sticker and the seal, they're not covered. I don't know why they just kind of remove those filters like that. I guess it's just an overlapping issue. I'm not very familiar. That's a silly idea that I don't think I should do. Photograph might be... We might be... I'm gonna try that. And we'll do this. Oh, we can convert to hearts. Is that the case? Sure. Why not? Oh yeah, and you can also look on here. Oh no, it won't tell you specifically. Oh, it tells you the effective amounts. So I guess it does still tell you the effective amounts of what shit is. So yeah, that works. I suppose. Pass forward. It's got 2 random hands per card play. Good thing we have you. Bye bye. Bye bye to the buffed king there. Sure would have been neat to hold on to him. Hey, look. It's my buddy, Glass 10. Who's going to break? I wonder. It broke! And the Michelle... It's 2 remaining after it went extinct! That's a funny bit of play on that. It does mean that Cavendish can show up now. So that might be the replacement for photograph. Makes me laugh. Come on, you. I could have done that. I think I should have done that. We don't have the money to do so. Rare Joker. Thumb up. It's good stuff. 8, 10, 9, 6, 5. This feels like a solid run. I don't know if it's going to be anywhere as effective, because we still need some good multiplier going before anything. That's like the main issue at this current moment in time. And I don't think Misprint's doing us any good. You could have held on to that 8 in case of like a full house, but I don't think that's important. That was a plus 20. Oh. Come now, come now. Whoa, 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 whoa. You first. Fingers crossed. Crossed fingers? Crossed fingers is crossed ass. Oh, okay, we're less than 1,000 away. If I had hands, it would have covered my eyes. I'm sure you would have, Jimbo. Which, by the way, yes, Jimbo has a purple sticker on it, because I bought him on Purple Steak. I'll beat him on Purple Steak anyway. So, yeah, that constitutes your Balatro for today. I honestly have no idea what deck we could be doing next, because we've done Checkered, we've done Abandoned, looked at Anaglyph and Plasma, and Erratic. I think Painted might be an interesting one as well, because this is a fascinating deck in itself, because you have a lot to work with hand-wise, but in terms of jokers, you need to be more frugal with what you pick. And there's plenty of other decks we can still do as well, like Ghost deck, the Nebula deck, the Magic deck. You may even hurt ourselves with the Black deck, because this one really makes you start thinking, despite the inherent advantage it looks like. You'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. So, thank you for tuning in to Balatro, where I rambled like fuck for at least a little bit. In the next Balatro, we do what I said, and I will get to working on a whole bunch of shit, now that I actually am able to do so. So, see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Toodaloo, it's great to be able to do shit again, my god.